Welcome everyone to another episode of the Wood from the Trees podcast. I really hope you enjoy this episode. And if you like what we're doing and you'd like to support us, go to patreon.com/the Wood from the Trees. Hope you enjoy the episode. Love you loads. Are we on?
Yeah.
Oh, Mick, I never knew. It's just having my little glass of whiskey. David Bredin said, can I have some of that? And I says, yeah, sure. And he goes, what is it? And I says, it's Glenlivet 12. And he goes, no, fuck that. Unless it's 18, I'm not drinking it. Because I've been trying to get David on for a while. And Barry, sure, he's always working. Sure, you can never get Barry on. Do you ever feel left out when Greg and Garrett are on all the time and you never come on?
All the time.
Do you feel left out?
Yeah, so I never asked.
That's a lie. That's a fucking lie.
He's a slave driver to his drivers. He's a slave driver to his drivers, never mind to himself.
Now, I don't want this getting dirty, right? Because there's a history here, right? And the history is back years and years ago, Fado, many years ago. David Bredin was just a small little brown townie, right? With a lovely tan, raised on coke and crisps. And you fancied yourself as a carpenter first, was it?
Yeah.
Who? You did your time?
I was at McKeenan for a blast in the start, yeah.
Just when you were 17 or that?
Yeah, when I finished school, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I went working with the father first, and then I went to McKeenan.
And were you doing work for Sharon or something? How'd you end up like up around the place?
Michael
Dowling was
Michael
in
Dowling.
the start, yeah.
Yeah. And were you always into lorries?
Oh, yeah, yeah. Sure, Shane Cuddy brought me, I don't know, I'd say I was 10 or 11. He picked me up in the grandmother's in Badger Hill one day. Went up to Coolrain, tipped in Coolrain, and then he went up to Cook in the lorry, and sure, nobody knew where it was.
If it was nowadays, Shane had been arrested by the up to the top of the hill. But there was no tractors around it, just straight to lorries.
Oh, straight to lorries, yeah.
You done a bit of
tractor work with PJ Seymour and Andy, and then it was down in Kilkenny for a while, then in Bennett's Bridge with Carrigan Brothers.
What are they?
They're a plant hire crowd down in Kilkenny.
How'd you end up with there?
There was a cousin of mine from Kilkenny working with them.
They have the filling station.
Yeah, Dooley's.
What's the name of it?
Dooley's.
Where?
In Jenkinstown.
Shout out to Dooley's in Jenkinstown.
Outside Ballaraga there.
Yeah. I often went into it.
Yeah. So I went down there, and sure, I used to be meeting the boys then every morning, Michael Cuddy and Michael Dowling, going up and down the roads and passing them out like a lunatic.
In the car?
In the car.
Below the speed limit?
No speed limits. And yeah, sure, got the license then. No, I was up with Barry then for a while. Up in the yard, routing at the lorries and driving the lorries wherever you could, or with Michael Dowling as well. Sure, just Michael Dowling used to let me off at the barrier, and he'd go for a snooze. You'd drive into the wood and you'd load the load. And
was it always timber you were into at the start?
That was, yeah.
And you first started driving then as a job with
Barry, yeah.
On the timber lorry. And this is where it gets hairy, right? Barry taught him everything he knows. Right? David became one of the original Stone Cold Cowboys of the next Generation Z. We'll be the first Generation Z guy.
He would have been.
Because you'd be an older generation, Mick.
Yeah.
Like, Dave's only a young lad when you think about it. What age are you?
38.
Ah, sure. Hey. Just stop, would you? Fucking 38. God, I remember when I was 38. It's a long time ago. I hadn't as many kids.
Not that long ago.
It's a nice bit ago. But anyway, Dave just made so much money. I'll tell you how much money he made. They call him in the industry Cash Cab Dave. Because his cab of his lorry was just full of fucking cash. Barry used to come out on a Saturday, used to freak out over the amount of money that was left there. David, will you cash some of them fucking checks? Was he a good driver?
Great driver.
Why'd you fire him?
We've never actually fired a Bredin.
To just go. It's hard keep, lads. Sure, I left you as well, bah.
Yeah.
So did Mick. Right. Bah, you've a lot of answering to do here. This could be more of an intervention. What is going on, bah?
It's just tough work.
But you came together, and you're working how long at the truck run thing?
You know, you've lads going there at stupid o'clock in the morning and, you know, getting home late in the evening. You know yourself, you've been there.
Yeah, I know.
Long hours.
Why is he saying that like that? And I wouldn't mind. I was trying to be nice, right? I was trying to be nice. And this is the lad that does about 5 hours a day. 5 hours a day. He's the dream job. Gets paid for doing nothing. Now, just for everyone out there, right? David works for Enva. That's all I have to say. Handiest job ever.
No.
Who's the boss lad's name
Where?
in Enva? The
There's-
top dog.
So many of them.
Yeah, but the top dog.
There's so many of them.
David.
Chloe be my boss.
Chloe's your
Chloe
boss.
Farrell, yeah.
Well, then Chloe must be second under the top man, and then David's under Chloe. Like you're nearly running it.
Oh, nearly running.
I heard you tell all the lads what to do.
No.
Do you ever drive a lorry anymore?
I do, yeah.
Very little though.
No, I do. I do a good bit of driving still.
Do you miss driving the timber lorries and stuff?
I would.
What is the worst lorry driving job that you think? General haulage, what you're at now? No, forget about all the other aspects of the job. I mean, what lorry you drive, what you're doing.
What I'm doing now, like.
Yeah, like for me, I think that I'd hate to be driving up to Dublin every day and delivering into places. I think that'd be fucking
Anywhere bar Dublin.
anywhere.
Anywhere.
Why is Dublin so
Castletown
different?
Bay, anywhere bar Dublin.
Just sitting in traffic, or just the
Sitting
traffic?
in traffic and just the ignorance.
Oh.
Shocking.
Of the people that you're delivering to, or the roads?
Oh, everywhere up there. Yeah.
Oh, I tell you, I
It's
don't know
not-
how.
It's not funny.
I don't know how lads do general haulage. I went down, picked up the lorry off of Enda, went down to some place in Waterford with a fridge full of stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And
How'd you end up doing that?
because it was holiday time and Enda wasn't taking his holiday at that time, so we said we'd do a little bit of general haulage.
To try it out?
Just to, to
Something
give him
different.
something to do. And it was grand and it's easy work, like, but on a lorry and everything. But God Almighty, I drove into this place and I took a snap when I was in there, and I think it was Liam Bergen snapped me back, and he says, "Oh my God," he says, "I feel sorry for you in there, you know." And I just snapped him back. Can't be that bad. I tell you this much again. I got out of there.
Why?
I wanted to drive me fist through the forklift driver's face.
Why?
Because he was just an ignorant, arrogant little man.
You're just a piece of dirt in their boo.
Oh man.
When
Why,
went
you
to
just
that these
extra
places.
work for him?
No, like you were coming in with pallets in the trailer for them, and like they know that this stuff is coming in, but they make such a big ordeal about it. Like, you know, it's just
I never pulled a fridge before. Never. And Enda says to me, there was 16 pallets, and then there was 2 pallets of milk in behind the door. Now to Enda, in behind the door is in behind the freezer door on the fridge. Sure, I emptied out the 16 pallets. I rolled them all out to him. Didn't even realise the door was in front of me. As far as I was concerned, the trailer was empty. And I walked back along and he says, "You have 2 more pallets for me." And he was just so ignorant about it. Oh my God. Oh Lord, I still think about the man to this
Just that
day.
one lad?
Yeah.
That one day?
Yeah. And I says to myself, you know what? I could be lying on my back in the muck trying to tie a chain over a lorry and be getting all the hardship in the world, and it wouldn't cost me at all. But to deal with that man, that was enough for me.
And that was like in every place?
A lot of places.
yeah, 9 times out of 10 it would be. Yeah.
You'd be real out with Plough Masters though, you Bredins, like you get on well with everyone.
I just Jesus.
How long did you stay at that?
No, I wasn't doing that now with the boys.
No.
That was Enda.
That was just Enda for the few days.
But when you were on with JP Transpeed, was that not kind of general haulage? Was that different?
That was going into the likes of Aldi down in Mitchelstown and multi-drop down around Cork then. It's all fridge work. But like it was grand. I actually enjoyed doing that. That was a doddle. Not a doddle. Like you were busy. You were very busy. But you were dealing with nice people down around there. Like it was unbelievable. Like, you know, you would have 1 or 2 spots you go into. and you'll have Bay of Ignorance.
So the ignorance is a geography thing. It's Dublin.
Oh, Dublin is serious.
Well, I was in Waterford, to be fair, and usually people down around Waterford are nice enough. Cork, really nice. But Dublin, God almighty.
And you go over that Laois Kildare border, forget about it.
For all the Dublin people listening, you're gonna have to get your act together. This is just not good enough.
Yeah, and you know,
This
when
is
you
a
see
snapshot of the Lurry community, and it's not good so far, right? I'm trying to fight your case. I'm going to be the devil's advocate. Is there any nice places that you've drew into in Dublin? Oh my God, the fucking the silence is deafening.
No.
Are you telling me not one?
No.
And how long are you driving?
20 year.
And does everyone you know think that?
Oh, yeah.
Bah?
I don't do much in Dublin. Just come down through it, down the M50 in odd time.
Mick? Are you agreeing with them?
I don't think I've ever driven the lorry into Dublin. Well, bar through it, but not into the city doing anything, no.
So you can't give...
Well, like when all the lads went at fridge work, I just dug the heels instead. I'd stay drawn timber.
See?
More for you to draw.
Does that mean he's a real man?
No, it means I was awkward.
What's the nicest lorry that you've ever driven? You.
Me?
Yeah. We did a Patreon last night, just to give you a bit of a backstory. And someone asked a really good question on it. They asked, I'm going to change it a little because you don't own your own lorries and I don't own anything. But what's the nicest lorry or machine that you ever drove that you made the most money on? Less hardship, made the most money. Now remember, it's all relative and whatever time in your life that you thought, this is the best I've ever had. And you look back and you go, I was happier when I was driving that.
Sure, I always make good money at the lorries.
Maybe fucking you did.
Well, look, hey, it's like every job. You put in the hours at or whatever, but you will make...
He cut fucking legs out from under me there.
No, but you would, though. Like, you know, hey, look.
So what was your favourite lorry?
Favourite lorry? I think it was the... Now, not everyone's going to agree with me on this one because Barry made a shive and put stupid springs in under the front of it, but the 02 black Volvo.
Thought you were going to say the 460.
TS 232.
The Rigid.
No, the Arctic.
Oh, yeah.
Greg's old lorry.
Yeah. That one.
Yeah. But like I said, no, that was a nice lorry in the start until...
It was your first real good lorry, though. We'll say at that time.
Yeah, well, at that time, yeah.
Like you came off Blue Thunder.
Yeah.
And F12.
Hey, the masses don't know what Blue Thunder is. What is Blue Thunder?
We bought it in a hurry off of...
Is that an F10?
No, it's a 380 FH. She was blue. But she was a red roaring yoke to go, wasn't she?
Oh, that was
She was an animal.
Animal of a lorry to go.
I don't want to be digging up old dirt. What lorry did you crash?
The old F12.
F12.
I was only driving
He didn't crash it.
3 months. I didn't crash it. I wrote it
He
off.
turned it over.
Oh, I thought you hit a tanker or something.
No, I turned it over going down to Waterford one Friday morning. Actually, Garrett Stagg. When was that?
Many moons ago now.
10 years ago.
It's more.
Yeah.
More.
Sure. I had the 03. My
The-
God.
The silver BMW.
Yeah. That's a long time ago. 05. Fucking 06.
Would have been, would it?
06, 07.
Yeah. Yeah, because you didn't have the 07 at the time.
No.
Greg got the 07 then. And
Then you got the black
I
one.
got the black one.
Was
But
that scary?
That was, oh yeah. Yeah.
It was not never scary with that. He just got up and
no.
drove.
That was,
What happened?
well,
You can be honest here. No one's going to.
Yeah, no, it actually was Garrett Stagg because the boys didn't tell me until I got
you were
home.
going to Blackpool.
Yeah, we were going to Blackpool.
And it was a Friday morning. I went to Port to get the car NCT'd because I was going to the Rally at the Lakes the same weekend.
What car was it?
to Glanza.
Oh, yeah.
Some little yolks, that was.
And car passed, tore back to the brother's house, parked up the car, go into the lorry, and I had it all ready. The load was on the trailer and all, and it was a 3-bay flat trailer, and the boys had it rim racked up on top of the trailer. Now, I mean, you're looking at this, meeting this coming along the road, and the timber was maybe 4 or 5 out over the roof of a globe trotter
3
car.
moving mountains coming down the road.
And sure, look, it's a lack of experience, and following Barry in the start didn't help.
That wouldn't help anyone.
No, because Barry is a lunatic.
Barry's not
Mick,
a
would you
lunatic.
agree with that?
No. Barry's fair steady. Steady on the limiter.
And what, did it go fast, or was it a slow?
No, it went very quick. I was between Stonyford and Knockthorpe for us now. And I came into this right-hand bend and just looked in the mirror, and I could see the wheels of the trailer starting to kind of, I was like, yeah.
Could you see him coming up?
Oh, I could see it, yeah. I was like, this is it. I'm gone.
You had no road to bring it back, like.
So I just pushed myself back into sea, and that was it. Next thing I remember, looking up at the driver's door.
Really, that quick?
Mm.
And were you hurt?
I was a bit sore, alright, but still went to Clarny that night.
But were you worried ringing?
I was shitting it. Because he wasn't there.
Oh, you'd ring John?
I'd ring John.
How'd that go?
Brilliant. Absolutely. And Jez, no, I tell you, you could crack a glass in the mirror and John would lose the plot. But that day,
No bother.
nah, Jez, he was sound out.
John's always been like that. Little
Yeah.
things freak out.
Little things, yeah.
Pull the whole thing down. No bother.
By Jez, he had some gathering up to do with the ridge that day.
Well, believe
Oh
it.
my God, there was timber
Have you any
everywhere.
pictures?
No. And I actually asked Jerry Corcoran for pictures of the lorry after, and still didn't get them.
Could you imagine if it was now? There'd be TikToks all over the fucking gaff.
Oh,
Serious now.
I think, was it a 3210 I think I had that time? Phone.
Thank God I never done any harm on the lorry.
Just lost.
I'm only messing back. Of course
Hey,
I
look,
did.
shit happens, and it happens to the best of us out there, unfortunately, but
It's happened us all. In some way or
fuck.
shape or make or form.
It's so nasty on a lorry though. Do you know when you're on the machine? Like, no matter what happens, it's still in the wood. You know, it's you're not in the public domain, and you're not holding up traffic. As a rule, you're not holding up the fucking nation.
well, I held up serious traffic that day.
Really?
'Cause
Did you
that
ever?
that was the main road to Watford at the time.
Yeah.
There was no motorway.
I actually couldn't believe it. Me and Greg were working down in Knockthorpe, and we were driving down the road, and we could not believe that that was the road that all that timber went down.
Yeah.
If you went down it now, you'd think, how did the oaks not get wrote off
Yeah.
every day of the fucking week? Like, it's
Man.
such a bad road. And every stick of timber of pulp went down that road.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything. Cool wagon. All them boys.
And we passing them out with CBs. And coming! No, go on! Do you remember?
Yeah.
Fuck.
Jesus.
I heard the roads have well improved.
They're a great
Well
job now.
improved.
It's a great road they've worked out.
Back then, was there any truck runs ran? Was there anything like that back then?
Oh, Jesus. I think the only thing back then was the truck show in Mondello.
Yeah.
Do you like the truck shows now?
I like going to them now. The Tipperary one, Douala was always good. The Tipperary show now, we were down there this year. That was very good.
Is that kind of Douala now?
That's, yeah.
Um,
It's Tipperary
they're-
truck show
the
now.
two of them are the same.
Yeah.
Do you think that's going to happen with truck runs? They'll start going together.
I don't know. It's just everyone's so busy now to get away. Like, you look at all these boys like Brian Bogey, all these, putting such effort. Like, Brian Bogey could land up Tower Place with, what, 10 lorries?
Oh, handy.
Do you know what I mean? Like, and like that's some effort from Brian, from all of the boys. Because, like, do you know what I mean? They're doing it of their own accord. Like, everyone that comes to it, like, it's their own accord.
I think I love going to the truck run in Camross. Now I know it's in Camross, right? And I'm biased, but it's great crack. The chaps love it.
Well,
And
for a small little parish, like, it's brilliant to see it up there.
And the setting of it, like everything just coming over that bridge and coming down into the village and them all parking up and in around the church car park. And then when everyone gets back to the pub and it's fucking buzzing and there's food and there's barbecue and
That's one thing about what I like about the Camross track. It's a lad said to me last year, why do you give so much away for free? Like, you should be charging for the tea, you should be charging for the coffee and all that. But we don't do that. Like all the women, they make loaves of bread and they buy buns and they have them all there.
They should be baking them. I agree, Bat. I was just about to bring that up. Me and Barry and Mick and David were just saying when we came down here, all these fancy kitchens and the women don't bake, they don't cook, and it's a fucking scandal. And we were just saying this year they have to bake the tarts, bake the buns, none of this buying shy. And Mick said very, very important. I'm only joking.
No, but there has to be a. It's really good cracking. Like, we have, like, Pauline Bergen, like, she's so good to us, and Dell and Sean and the whole lot of them, like that. Like, we basically have the run of the parish. We have the run of the parish for them 2 days. Do you know what I mean? Like Bredin Dorn, Porrick down to give us the hall. There's never a question to just let us do. Like we do have to look after the place. Paddy Tynan gives us the field for parking. We had a mishap there, 3 years ago, when the tractors was running at the same time as the lorries. There's a couple of chaps, you know, and it's hard to police, but they done a bit of skidding around the field and tore up the field, and like, that's very hard for us, and twice as hard for Paddy Tynan. But still, he lets us use the field every year, and grass up around Camross is very important to the farmers. Do you know what I mean?
You'd be there. How would you get a machine to do that?
Yeah, well, they got to do it, and fair fucks to them.
How many tractors? What was the most tractors you ever had?
Is it 110?
Yeah.
110 or 115, I think.
Yeah.
And lorries? What was the most?
Lorries, we had 115 one year, but I think last year we had, was it 100? Or a little bit shy of 100, but we had the rugby last year, and it affected an awful lot of people, because that's serious, but still we had a great turnout.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's
I drove tractor.
One year. Yeah.
Yeah, the Diets.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
That was my favourite tractor. It almost killed me, but
Do you know what, boys? The boys from with all the fence, they never came back since then.
You must have terrified them.
You must have terrified them or done something to them, did you?
I suppose they were intimidated. What I got out of that tractor.
You see, I think, and it's hard on them boys, because them boys they know what they're at, and they were driving them big tractors, and they were grand to go on the run at night. But it's the other younger ones. We have to be woeful careful. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? And safety is a huge thing. That's why we had to. It got too big. Do you know what I mean? And the marshals on the road, they couldn't control it. Do you know what I mean? So that was a big part of switching it over to the Sunday, because it leaves it way harder on myself and David and the whole committee, to try and organise it.
It's probably
2
safer
days
with tractors in the daytime, is it?
Oh yeah, without a shadow of a doubt. And I think it's a good thing, because it gives boys with older tractors, we had a lot of vintage tractors there last year.
Otherwise, yeah.
And it's great to see them,
People can get a look at them. They're parked up for a while.
Yeah, that amuse me now more than, no, it's nice to see the big yokes coming, and young Moore comes with the tractor there and a straight pipe on it, boys, and he'd rattle the place going up.
Yeah.
It's an F-130, isn't it? An F-140, isn't it?
Yeah, 140.
Yeah. Pajo, and he rattles the place, and we had a 1500 Merc up last year as well, a very rare tractor, It's great to see him.
It was one of them at Plown, I think.
No, that was a 1,000. Even flows.
They look like a county.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think Dave Toomey done that up.
Yeah.
Did you see the vintage ring of tractors? Did you see the big articulated Belarus out? You had mine.
Yeah,
No,
I
I didn't go.
seen that. Yeah. Did we have done that?
No, they came out to demonstrate one. The time Seamus was cutting down Timmy Drilling, it's all planted now.
That's where that was. That closed on my finger, the door.
Yeah.
It's a bad job. Very unsafe. No, I don't know.
Bet you did put your finger back there the second time.
No, but I put my finger in fair spot. Hey, get your fucking heads out of the gutter, right? What I was going to say was, right, David Bredin.
You went to the other door, was it?
You should be ashamed of yourself.
Yes, Bredin.
What I was saying is, I caught my finger in that, the door closed on it, and I also caught my finger in the air conditioning unit of a 990 down at McSullivan's. I was with Greg for the day, and there was a hole, and there was air coming out of it, and it was very warm, and all it was doing was blowing warm air. So I said, with boredom and yokes, I'd stick my hand in. Next thing, the fan.
Very silly.
It's not that funny.
But silly.
I was a young boy, right? And I was putting my fingers in places. I was exploring. I was experimenting, and it backfired on me
Big time.
big time. Have you a tractor in this year?
The old chap's Nutfield, I'm in the middle of getting it.
Do you get new tires for it?
Yeah.
Where'd you get them?
Fell off the back of a trailer.
Did you rob them as well?
Oh, God, I tell you now, the rims, oh, God, they're fair bad now. Hey, listen, I'm fully serviced it and doing all that way, but I'm not doing anything cosmetic. I'm leaving her the way she is, and that's the way she'll be.
You're leaving the patina on it.
Yeah.
Why? You like that?
I do.
There's a lot of people over in America now doing up old cars, and they fix any holes or rust, but you know that pitted look and faded. They call it a patina, don't they? I think that's what they call it, and they just lacquer over it.
When myself and Mike went to the vintage rally, I had Tom Flynn, my father-in-law, Catherine's daddy, gave me the little 20, and I fixed that up and got it going as well.
He has a 20 what?
Little Massey Ferguson 20, a grey Ferguson. And I done a few things with that, and I run it in the vintage. Myself and Mike, you had a red 35.
Yeah.
And everyone told me, don't spray the tractor, leave it alone. You know, that it has the age on it, like just leave it the way it is.
And were they grey originally?
Oh, yeah.
Are they called mouses? Grey mouse?
Yeah.
Yeah. Grey
Is
mouse.
that what they were called, or is that a nickname they got?
Well, it was a nickname they got, wasn't it?
Yeah, nickname, as far as I know, anyway.
Why, did you have one?
No. They're just a Ferguson 20. They weren't even Massey Ferguson, were they? They were Ferguson.
Just Ferguson.
Yeah.
And
Ferguson
what's
20.
the John Deere that Michael Down has? It's a cool one.
Oh,
That's a fine tractor.
why is that?
It's a 3-wheel one, isn't it?
No. But she's the American style one, isn't she?
Yeah.
She's the wide axles and all that jazz.
Andrew Seymour has the three-wheeler.
Yeah.
That's
Well, it's not. It's 2 wheels in the front, but they're just in so close.
Oh, yeah, real narrow.
Like a single wheel, yeah.
Yeah. When I went to the pound, there was lads there, a tyre crowd, I forget, but they had these massive big tyres, and all the kids were sitting in it having pictures took.
BKT.
Yeah. And
That's where the 11
Oh,
was.
is it not Kevin Burke?
That's
Tyres
it.
In Athenry.
KBT.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they were putting them on back of tractors down for doing tillage around Italian stuff. Why so wide for tillage? I don't get it.
Flotation.
And flotation.
Do less ground pressure. Less harm to the ground.
Don't pack the ground.
I thought tillage had the narrow wheels.
No,
That's
they're
for
roll
spraying.
crops for spraying.
So tillage on wet ground.
No, tillage on any ground, you use the wide flotation tyres to protect the ground, not to cause compaction. The really narrow tyres is just when crops is coming up that you drive in the tram lines, they call them.
Oh.
That you're not driving over crops.
And the crone stand, the big huge sprayer.
Yeah, that was something else, wasn't it?
Did you see that?
Yeah, seen pictures
Up on
of
the
it.
stand. How much fucking spraying would you have to be doing to use that?
You want to be doing a lot.
I mean,
For
a
sure.
lot to pay for it.
I know, but like, would it not bog? Big heavy.
You'd want good ground. You'd want good ground for it.
Because I don't know. Like, did you see the intelligence that was used out there when they went to paint the gutters? Did you?
Yeah.
They decided to paint the gutters in the church, and they rented out this fucking cherry picker with wheels that bogged the fucking shite out of it out in the grass.
But they're very heavy.
Yeah. So like anyone with a fucking brain in their head wouldn't have done it.
Yeah, true.
It's fair bad, like.
They're not farmers. The ones that was going, they weren't allowing for that.
I'm not a farmer. And I wouldn't have done it.
Yeah, but you drive a timber machine, you know. You wouldn't drive into a swamp either, would you? Or you'd fill the hole.
Didn't get to go to the APF this year either.
You missed nothing anyway. I was talking to Mark Curtis today.
What did Mark say?
He said that, sure, he'd already seen is it a G now, isn't it?
H.
Or H, yeah. So
Did you see the 2510?
I presume he's seen it anyway.
Did you see it?
Oh, I did see a picture of it, yeah. That's fine, yo.
No, but Barry, did you see it? No, honest to God, like it's.
Google it, Mike.
No, I have it here. I got sent it, right. A full
YouTube
lorry
it.
load of timber came in, right, and it had 24 ton on it, and it was still starving for timber. Look,
Sure, it's a beast.
look at that. Ronnie.
Up a bit,
Higher.
David. Higher. Back a bit.
Focus it.
No, did that one come on?
That one's gone.
It's gone. Yeah. 20 minutes. 30 minutes.
30 minutes, yeah.
Yeah.
€1,200.
Bought a camera for €1,200 because it's autofocus. It's a great job. Rang the crowd. Is that plug and play? I'll buy it if it's plug and play. Yeah, it's plug and play. It wasn't plug and play. Nothing worked. No power cable. No fucking HDMI cable worked on it. It didn't link up to the same tripods. And because of tax laws in the EU, every camera that's bought, DSLR or mirrorless camera, can only record for 30 minutes. And if they record for more than 30 minutes, they're counted as something that makes movies and documentaries, and it's a different tax rate. So I have to now set timers, and every 30 minutes I'm going to have to go, hey, sorry, stop the conversation for a minute while I turn back on my camera. And you think you've problems with lorries. right. This is serious issues. So not only am I timbering, I have to handle... Why are you laughing at me? Barry, you think I fucking eat, don't you?
No, I don't. I think you're a mighty man.
Ah, to hear that. See, that's the way it should...
That's the way it should be.
That's the way it should be.
Yeah.
That's the way it should be. David, when you were driving the timber lorry...
Yeah.
Right. Let's imagine you're going back driving the timber. Now, we know you're nearly running fucking Enfield. That's not going to be on the cards.
Right.
If you were going driving timber, because we are talking about trucks and we're talking about truck runs and stuff, I just want to know, as a lorry driver, what would be your dream lorry to drive?
FH16.
Go on. Arctic?
Oh yeah, Arctic.
Is it a mid-lift or is it a tag?
Mid-lift. All day.
What? If you see Mick Cuddy's
I
face,
don't care.
it's the same
I
as
don't
my
care.
face. And the only other person I heard saying that is his brother.
Listen, if you're getting Betway and Arctic, leave it to the Ridgets.
To be fair now, when I
Is that a comforting?
yeah, a huge comforting. I'm a
Why are you
follower.
looking at me like that? I'm not liking the vibe you're sending me.
You never drove a
No, I don't
tag.
know. I'm asking.
Yeah, no. Tags are, listen, they are a great job for coming out of the woods, don't get me wrong. But, my God, you go down the road and you'd nearly have to be sitting on the steering wheel with two hands. You're terrified that it's going to give a little bit of a kick on the back or something because you're such a short wheelbase. Whereas the mid-lift,
To
you
be
know,
fair,
you have the comfort.
Are there
when
new
you
ones
get
like that?
used to them,
Huh?
No ones aren't like that, are they?
Maybe not now, I don't know.
the longer the wheelbase, the better they are. But to be fair, like, they're a far more superior lorry, a tag. Do you know what I mean? For every situation. Do you know, let's say forestry, turning, everything. But I came down off the old Blue Mule there and, you know, off the Rigid. Like,
You're going to have to tell people what Blue Mule is.
The blue Volvo we have there, it's a tag axle as well, like, but
Yeah.
when you get into a mid-lift, like, you shoot down the road, you'd never have to put your foot on the brakes. Like, they're
Wait, the brakes.
Barry doesn't know his brakes anyway, so.
well, like, you don't, they're not as giddy on a corner, they'll glide around the corner, whereas the tag, you have to drive them, do you know what I mean? Especially the shorter the wheelbase. But other than that now, for the timber.
Why would most cool lorries you'd see now, show lorries and stuff, would go for the twin wheel tag? Is that because they look like a double drive? Or is it because they want them because they think they're a superior lorry for all situations?
Well, they're definitely superior and they do look better. But they also hold their value an awful lot better. Anything in a tag. Do you know what I mean? Because they will sell.
Mick,
Oh, tag. All day.
and your reasons?
Just a better lorry, better traction, and it's timber.
Mm.
It's more important to get out of the wood and go down the road a little bit easier. But I don't see you going easier. But I drive a lot easier than you would. I do drive a lot easier than you would.
So
He
if
thinks
you're-
he would.
You can't see Mick's face. Mick has been deadpan serious, right? The two boys are nearly after falling off their chairs. I don't know. I don't think Mick drives hard.
I've run with Mick. We've run together. And there wouldn't be either way. There's nothing in it. There's nothing in it.
Yeah, but I'd never find the tag, like, you know, about to turn over or anything resembling kicking out or anything.
Yeah,
I
well,
just find it stuck to the road. Especially the last one.
Yeah, the 3.1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why 3.1? You said
Longer wheelbase.
Longer wheelbase. The 2.9 are a little bit giddy.
Yeah. Well, the 161 was just giddy because it was on springs.
Yeah.
The front of it was on springs. And she's on
Yeah,
raised
Yoke and
blocks.
Air is...
Oh, Jesus, the 590 was just...
Yeah.
Jesus,
Well, my 16, the one I...
you're gonna have to add a bit to the acronyms. You know, when you're saying you're gonna have to say, because not everyone's gonna know that a 590 is Scania.
A lot of people will.
They will.
They will.
You know. But I found the Stevenson Volvo that I had, the 16, that was a great job. It was 3.2. And I found her lovely on the road now. They were very bouncy on the front. But the new air suspension lorries now on the front are not. Do you know what I mean? They're better done.
So, from the outside looking in, and just being the devil's advocate, it kind of sounds like you were babied and you had all the nice road and nice timber.
No. No. No.
Like, did you not get hardship in woods?
Oh, I did, yeah. But I never really got that much hardship.
No. Hey, listen, I'm working now with Dara and Ken Hines and the boys and Mike, and I'm driving the midlift. I'm getting in and out where they're getting in and out, right? I'm turning where they're turning. But by God, one wrong move, and I'm bet.
And you're probably harder on tyres.
Hey, listen, we're after getting a good easy run, you know, little with spots like, but you would be harder on tyres.
So you have a young lad starting on a lorry.
Yeah.
Are you putting him on a midlift or are you putting him on a tag?
I'm putting him on a tag because they're more forgiving. It's like starting a young lad on a rigid. A rigid's a great job to start on because, you know, you'll go into a wood and you'll turn. But like when you have to explain to a lad, I had the chap starting there now last week, or 3 weeks ago now, Aaron there, he used to drive in a loading shovel.
Is it Aaron or Aaron?
No, it's Aaron. But when he drives into to tell him to drive into the wood and explain to him, don't turn the steering until you're moving. Do you know what I mean? Like little things like that they have to learn with. Whereas the tag axle, you'll be forgiven because they're good yokes for traction. But if you done that with a midlift, if you drove in, stopped, turned your steering to face for back, you're stuck.
Because the roads are so solid in the woods, like.
Yeah, because you'll just sink down and you're stuck, you're bet. You know, whereas the tag is a little bit more forgiving.
Listen, I was only talking about this last night, right? Do you know why there's footpaths?
Why?
Because some people can't fucking handle the streets. Like, some people just aren't cut out for the streets. Do you think that's what's hard about? Because we've seen it over years. You know, lads that have drove lorries their lifetime, and then they go to the wood. They kind of, if they've had too many years just driving on the Tower Road, they can't get their head around driving an Arctic in the wood because they have to drive them. Like sometimes you have to drive them.
Oh, you do.
I got a Renault. Was it the 182 Renault? Was given... What was wrong with that at the time?
Should the wrong diff in her.
Wrong
Should the
diff.
both stiff.
It was a brand new lorry. But this lad came down and he has met me one day. And he
Show
says,
him how to drive because he was driving it wrong.
He's going to show me how to drive. So...
Why, what problem were you having?
She wasn't changing gears right.
Yeah, the gear ratios. There was a couple of different issues we had anyways, but we got to this wood anyways in...
And he was driving?
No, I was driving. He was in the passenger seat. I don't think the man ever drove a lorry, but anyway. We went to...
He did actually drive a lorry, but just up around Dublin.
Ah,
We went to Glenmalure.
ignorant pig, so...
We went to Glenmalure, and when you get to the barrier, there was a fucking hill up into the wood and a hairpin bend at the top. And I says, I need to put this into manual now and just hold the gear to go up into the wood. And I had a stupid trailer with a crane in the middle. Barry swears by it. But anyway, your man anyway was telling me, no.
Hey, we had to get him a new one.
You have to leave it in automatic, your man was telling me. And like there wasn't a hope. So I got up as far, I left it in automatic for your man anyway. We got up far as the hairpin, next and just spun out. Back the whole ways back down. I said, we'll put manual now this time, we'll get up into the road then this time. But like, you know, you just
didn't know.
Yeah. Like, you know, you were saying.
And was there something wrong with it?
No, there wasn't.
Well, there was at that time, but before this, you see, they were saying that David wasn't driving it right. You know.
Driver error.
You know. Now, to be fair to Renault, right, and I have to give him one plus, right, is they never point the finger. a driver now, in fairness. They're very good.
Pointed at David.
Huh?
Did they fight to
They
that
did
time?
point-
Well,
in fact,
they-
they pointed
they were-
it so much they sat beside him for a day to go watch
They
it.
were actually trying to get to the bottom of the situation, and the very minute then they realised that this isn't going to work, they knew that there was something wrong with the fucking yoke, like, you know.
So what, did you change the gearbox?
They changed the diff,
Diff in the back of it. It was a bus diff, wasn't it?
bus diff. It was the faster diff, and the lorry was only a 480, and it just hadn't, the gearbox wasn't calibrated to suit the diff that was in it, and it just was thrown. The lorry didn't know what gear to be in.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, it could come out with pedigree corner, and it could go, let's say, second, third, fourth, and then it could skip to seventh
Yeah.
or eighth, and then she'd be on her knees, and then she'd have to go back gears, you know. But they did get it eventually,
I know they did eventually, but just
you know.
saying about, like, you know, when you get to a wood barrier, you have to give it everything to go up into it. No, not all woods.
Our automatic transmissions got better in lorries now over the years, or are they still a bit of balls?
No, they've got far better, far better. Even down, like, Scania is a huge improvement. Like, Scania's, the first of their boxes were shy. Then the ones in the 17, that was very good. But then the ones in the new S's, they're,
Yeah, with the clutch on demand.
clutch on demand is a super.
What does that mean?
You have the clutch if you want it, but you don't have to use it. But it's a super job. It's just like having a clutch. And really and truly, that is one big plus I will give them, that clutch on demand. It is some job.
Does the Volvo have a similar?
No.
And how many lorries do you think are being bought now in manual?
It's a special order now. I don't even think you can
can't
buy
get
a...
them, can you?
You can. You can't get a 770 with a manual box.
No, well, no, you can't get a 770
No.
or a 730.
No, in a manual.
Yeah.
It has to be automatic.
Is
You
that
can't get the S series now either.
No.
You have to go to the R to get the manual. And I don't think you can get a manual V8 now at all.
No, they don't do a manual
No.
V8.
Was the one Tierney bought, the 650 Tierney bought, and it was an R cab. And Delaney's had a post up saying that was the last
Of the
manual
manuals.
V8 to be sold.
Jesus.
It's a different time.
But if you have that, can you get the clutch on demand in the 770?
Yeah.
See, that makes the difference, like. That's savage. It really is, like.
So when you say back years ago when you were driving lorries, were you doing gearboxes much?
Yeah.
Half shafts. Fuck up and stop talking about the half shafts, right?
Hey, it happened to me.
Did it happen to you as much as it happened to me?
I don't think there's anyone in this room could say they didn't break a half shaft, lads.
I didn't break a half shaft.
Did you?
What'd you break, though?
Oh, I broke a lot of Well, I never broke a half shaft.
Well, I broke a half shaft at Killeen's there in Portlaoise, and I done it myself. I rounded
Hammer.
the corner. Huh?
A hammer underneath it.
No, I rounded the corner, so I did. And of
Not
course,
a phrase you hear much with lorries now.
probably was a little bit overweight, the Ridgeton trailer, and when I went to get second gear, it popped, so it did.
Is it a rigid thing?
No. Ended
I
on
done it in the Arctic.
3 half shafts, didn't he? Ended on in 3 half shafts and 2 diffs, and the back axle
By Enda. Enda, dude.
in the 18.
Shout out to Enda Bredin.
And hey, a good fucking driver.
Hey, look, I think some awesome drivers break half shafts.
It's a fault with the Renault anyway, the half shafts. So to say, that's why they don't mind doing them. But they never point the finger; they just do the job.
Why is that a warranty thing?
Oh yeah, warranty, they covered. Now I don't know whether Scania or Volvo would cover it, but Renault would.
You've got into a bit of a diamond of doom, man.
Yeah.
Is it? But is it the?
It's the warranty.
Is it the lads up there, or is it?
No,
the-
it's not. It's not the lads. It's number one. I think there's so many garages. That's anywhere you go, there's a garage near if something does happen. You know.
kind of a supply and demand thing. It used to be a case with lorries and cars. If you bought something new, you were looked after. You know, you'd be minded. But now everyone has new yokes, and the market's flooded, and they can't get mechanics in yokes, and no one can get anything done.
Yeah, but they're good now. I'm happy enough.
I'm fairly she couldn't. Like, they were a good old yoke.
Oh, yeah. Hey, listen, the first one we got was in 17. That was a super little lorry, little 440. The 182, other than the few teething problems at the start, it was a super lorry. And touch wood, the 520 is fucking flying. you know.
Can you have enough horsepower?
Yeah. That 750 was an animal to be off.
Yeah. Well, consider now I came up Loch O'Mara with 47, just 47 gross yesterday, and I went back to 67 kilometres an hour coming up it. The last time I came up that with the 16, I'd actually gained speed coming up it, and I think it was coming over private runs around 50. You know.
And can you remember driving a lorry where you could barely go up it?
Yeah. No, not barely, but slow.
Low box.
Yeah. Like my 420 when I got it, like she was a good joke when you got her wound up. The
Black one.
The black one, the rigid. But you had to get her wound up. But once you got her wound,
when I drove that, I thought I was so dead.
it was dead. But it was
16 gears, none of them the right one.
it wasn't 16 gears on it.
It's a phrase. It's a phrase.
Yeah. Hey, like we went from 320s and 360s to 420s.
What was the first timber lorry you drove?
First timber lorry was my father's F10. I think it was GFI or something. I'm not sure now. Drawn out of the train station in Waterford. And then I got the rigid. That was some York, like 460 back then, like Jesus.
The FL?
No, you had the 360 FL.
Yeah, that was
Oh, yeah, I thought you meant 420.
No, the 360. That was some York. I remember coming out in Medai and I was passing on Mick Sullivan's lads coming heading for Waterford there and John Lawler and all them guys. And like they were all big loads, like they were 30 ton plus 35 ton, like whatever you could get
What
up
was
on
the
them.
first timber lorry you drove? It was a Scania, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Nearly new one.
Yeah.
It was practically new.
Shane
Shane had
was
it.
2-year-old.
Yeah.
2-year-old.
Mick always drove the best stuff, best trailers, best cranes, everything.
I don't know.
The lorries were good.
The lorry was good. The crane was bad.
Trailers were rough back then. They were an afterthought back then.
I had a trailer, I was pulling it for Seamus, and it was just 6 ton weight. The trailer on its own. But it was 25 foot long, 24 foot long or something. But it was the loveliest trailer to pull along the road by.
They were rough Yorks though.
Yeah.
Remember down the train station and we turn in the fucking bars. And now that I know a little bit about metal and stuff, you know, maybe turning bars when they're at their peak wasn't the cleverest thing to be doing. We'll bend them back for the 400th time.
Well, there was no bother for you bending them back anyhow,
No, I
was
was
it?
good at bending them. I was good at bending them. Jeez, that was rough back then, wasn't it?
Oh, God.
Fuck. And them lorries used to go fast. For old Joe.
But even looking on Facebook there lately, there was a video and it was showing the lorry coming from the train station. Just old videos of old lorries, like to look at today. My God, things have just
So changed in such a
Lads wouldn't pull a trailer like that anymore.
No, and I can remember, and I'm not fucking that old, if you seen a lorry that had the lights at the top, do you know the little marker lights on the top? You think,
yeah.
They're a grand job, aren't they? You know it's a lorry coming. Like, they're a great job. Lights were shite, like.
and now you have
There's lights
extra
everywhere.
vision lights coming now.
Yeah. Like, the York's lights now are savage.
Now they wanted to take them all off.
Do they that?
Yeah.
You ever hear such shy?
They only want the bare amount now, but they have to be white as well, you know.
So you can't have the orange ones?
No. Not for a test anymore, you can't have an orange light.
Why?
I suppose they're not the proper colour. They're supposed to be
Mick.
clear.
Google it.
I'll take his word for it.
But like when you imagine it'd be laughed at safer seeing you all coming down the road with all these lights. Fair enough, lads have spotlights or whatever. But like
It should be irrelevant.
Blue lights is the only light you shouldn't have on the front of you. That's it.
oh, like it doesn't even matter what colour, but like the more lights you have on the York, you know, the better you're seeing coming down the road
Oh,
or
yeah.
whatever. Like you know,
My Jeep, the Raptor's death trap. The lights on it. I'm after bringing it back to Ford 2 or 3 times and they're telling me it's fine. And yet I can't drive down the road at night time without everyone flashing me and telling me that I'm blinding them.
Yeah, the automatic lights are a little bit fucking... Like, I was bringing home James's car last night, the night before from Mount Rat.
He broke his ankle.
He went over in his ankle, so
Hand
he
us a
did.
can back. Give us a can.
But he...
I'm not enjoying the whiskey.
No.
No. Don't know why. I'd say it's because I've got so fit.
He went over in his ankle, but Catherine was following me back up the road, you know.
You didn't even know.
I knew it was catching behind me. But the automatic lights will dazzle you up and down, like. And it's down to the rough roads, like. So guess what? Fuck the people you're blinding. To be alright.
Barry,
That's shocking.
you can't say that.
Well,
I think lights are cool, especially on lorries.
I know, you do need them.
I think they're
Especially at
fucking
timber, you do need lights.
you need like.
Do you wire your lights yourself, or do you buy the lorries with stuff on them?
Well, if they're coming out new, get the boys to do them. But when the boys had come with lights for this and lights for that, and more lights in the back of a trailer, and
But nowadays, all the manufacturers, like if you buy a Renault, if you buy a Scania, they fairly pimp them out any way you want, don't they?
they're very good. They're very good.
But do they do that for warranty? Like that they don't want you pricking at the lights?
Would you believe it now? It's even on the small print, like any of the lights that's actually put on the Renault that we got put on it, they don't have to stand over them under warranty.
Oh.
The wiring of them are renting, but they would. They're not too bad.
I actually have some questions.
Yeah.
Do you know all these lights inside in the cab?
Yeah.
Why are they always on?
Red lights.
Like the lights in behind. Like often went up into your yard at night time. Lights don't go off at the back. Do you
No.
know the ones underneath the bunk?
Yeah.
On all the time.
Well, you can switch them on. See, Bobbins has a whole heap of lights.
He had extra lights.
He had
behind
extra lights pointed up across the bunk and down across the floor, and then you have the Renault sign. And I don't ever turn them off because they're on the whole.
Can you turn them off?
Yeah, you can just plug out the plug.
And what, they use that little electricity?
They're all little
there.
LEDs.
Sure, little LEDs wouldn't use any power at all.
Yeah,
Oh.
you know. No, the only time I'd ever turn them off is when I'd be staying out.
What's your favourite lorry if you had to pick?
Listen, I'm a Volvo man to the backbone, so I am. But I'm driving that Renault now since Enda finished up, and I fucking love it. I think it's a lovely oak.
That'd be your favourite lorry.
At this time, yeah.
Fuck up.
It's breaking his heart to drive it.
There's
it's
no
not.
way you. No, fucking no. I'm not gonna believe it. I won't believe it. I refuse to believe it. There's not anyone could tell me that you would
I tell you
want to
that
be driving.
I
stuff.
heard he was looking for the 01 FH to go
So
back
did
driving,
I.
man.
The most favourite lorry I ever drove was the lorry that we bought off of Joe Baker and McCarthy's, the 01.
That,
The next was a Conley lorry,
yeah, Red Mills.
Red Mills, and it was a 460. It was a CD trim.
That was a class
It
lorry.
was just, and it was a 4x2, and whatever you could lamp it into any corner.
A dirty little 4x2.
A dirty little 4x2. So that's all we ever worked back then. You know,
Can you remember the first midlift or tag you got?
it would have been Greg's lorry.
And were they only a new thing at the time? Oh no, it was weight, wasn't it? They
Wait,
changed.
they brought it up to 44. So they did.
Do both of you think, no, three, that anyone that gets the little tiny wheel, do you know the midlift with the small wheel? It's like a little fake wheel. It should be shot.
It's a touchy subject. I hate the look of them,
It's a terrible thing.
but they do the job.
Yeah, but they're plating them to 46 now as well.
They're not supposed to be, but they are. You're getting
They
them to
are.
46.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They
I
look
don't
well
get
if you
it.
have side skirts.
If you can hide them.
No.
There's an awful lot of
No,
mercs.
they don't. They
No,
don't
but that's
look
what I'm saying. If you can, it doesn't. You know,
You're trying to hide them.
Yeah.
But like a lot of the daffs and a lot of the mercs that you meet on the road that you think are 4x2s, they're midlifts. To have that baby axle in behind the side skirt.
No.
Yeah. Yep.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The axle's hidden with the side skirt. And like Volvo's doing that. They're doing a baby axle.
They have a lightweight chassis or something.
And do they carry as much weight as a normal?
Yeah, the 46.
So what's the addition?
They're playing up. Less weight. I think they're only 500 kgs, whereas an ordinary axle is a little bit over a ton.
Yeah.
I only found out, you know, when you'd see on the road them lorries with the little wheels, that's for bridges and stuff in Europe.
Oh, the lowriders.
All right.
Yeah.
We have one of them comes up to the show every year on cameras. A blue one.
Who's?
Alan Ray.
Alan Wright, yeah.
They are cool looking, aren't they?
He's two of them now.
Big
doesn't
shout out to Alan there.
Do
Yeah.
they have to
From
change
there,
the
man.
gear ratios on them?
he? I think they do, Mike, do they? There's something.
I don't know, but I'd imagine they'd have to.
They'd have to.
Because it's way smaller.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very, very small.
So that make them faster or slower? What way is my brain?
Well, I'd say it'd be a
working?
higher revs anyway, I'd say, wouldn't it?
I'm going to cheat physics.
Higher revs unless
Hey.
to put the coach diff into it.
Are they cheating physics? Let me think. No, they're not. They're not. I think they're cool. I think they're cool. If Mick, you would pick a lorry
Oh, Scania. All day.
all day,
All day.
timber lorry,
Yeah.
rigid.
Not necessarily.
Bill
So-
Deacon's new lorry, some job.
I didn't see it. Philip Collier,
Yeah.
Get up on.
660.
Yeah, she's a nice job now.
Mick doesn't like googling. He doesn't like Google.
She's the lower bumpers.
Why do you
Oh,
not
like
like that?
Darius.
Mm,
Yeah, it's bad.
And is it in the wood?
yeah, she's going to be the most rigid trailer. Fantastic looking rig now.
Dolly trailer.
Really? That's so nice.
You know.
Dolly trailers are the dogs. Bollocks.
Yeah.
Mick, we've have our first injury. Mick has just hit his knee. He is in absolute agony here.
No, that was a cramp.
Oh, you getting a cramp?
Yeah.
And you didn't even do anything today.
That's all the training.
I remember, I probably told this story before, but when I was on the lorry with Barry, I was baptised in fire, wasn't I? When I think about it, it was brilliant. The best thing ever done was send Ken Hines with me to teach me how to drive. I went back in, and he stood beside the window, right? And like it was tough love, right? It was tough love. Stop turning the wheel, you stupid bastard! Turn it easy. But I had
16.
what's wrong? Oh, I'm moving around. Sorry, Mick. I had the drawbar trailer, and you kept telling me, and everyone kept telling me, they're not great. You should drive the dolly. And I was like, no, I like this. It's fucking handy. I can back it around everywhere. It's fierce handy. You won't wait till you go in. You'll go into a wood now, and you'll get caught. And I'm there thinking, how the fuck would you get one of these caught? Up to fucking Mick Delaney's, I went in this round turntable and I got into an awful knot. I couldn't go back, I couldn't go forward. I was in a knot. And remember I said I'll take the dolly trailer the next day. And just thought it was a lovely oak. Drove up to the wood, turned around in a circle, and Barry, it was a grand handy. I was there, I can't be any luckier. I'm getting a load near home and I'm driving down to ECC. No big deal, right? I could go down, I kind of know where that is. Got there, went in, clicked the oak, went onto the weighbridge, went to go out, sample required. Fucking balls, right? So I'm there, fine, walked out tier one, and everyone's a pig in there. No one wanted to see in there. Everyone was a fucking wanker in there that day, right? They were looking at me like I had 10 heads. And I said, where do I put off the sample? You put the sample down there. So I just back down, or just off, start put down the sample. And it just hit me when I got back in. I was there. How do I get back? And then I was there. Oh my God, I have to back it. And it was dead straight back. Didn't seem that bad. I could not do it. And everyone was waiting. And next thing, a lad goes, "What are you doing?" And I was there. I'm trying to get back onto that. And he goes, "Can you not reverse it?" No. How the fuck did you get down here? Well, I didn't fucking back it. So I had to drive the whole way around. Two lads had to move for me, back out onto the tar road, and I had to queue again to get in.
Sickening.
Bastards.
Sickening.
I
you
looked
got
like
there,
I sweat like a pig. I could not get my head around. You barely have to move. You barely have to move the steering. Tiny little. I was panicking, moving everything. That was fucking. They're hard to back. Takes a while, doesn't it? Though.
But they are grand.
The grand when you see someone doing something and it doesn't. Remember, you came with me the next day because I was there. I can't drive it. He says, "You can drive it." I said, "I'm telling you, you didn't have the day I had. I can't drive it." And you were just showing me how you could back it in under itself and yokes. And you're there, "Oh, Jesus, that's cool." Like, well, until you're told, you don't think you can do that.
So that's the way it is in everything. You have to learn. You know, you have to learn on the forwarder too.
I know, but you know when you watch on YouTube the lads out in Australia with the big tippers,
Yeah.
where they're the tipper dollies, and they're able to just
Jackknife
drive in,
around.
jackknife, and do it right beside each other in the exact spot. That's impressive.
Class.
Like, that's fair cool. If that was me now, I'd back him in and tip up one and tip over and fall on top of the lorry.
Do
remember when I had 16, you sent me to a wood down in Scariff for Pack Collier. We were driving in across the field and opening gates and closing gates in along, and now literally it was just a circle.
Of a field.
No, in a wood, but we had to. When you drove in the rigid and trailer, like you had to back the trailer kind of off the road. But when you finally got turned facing for out, your trailer was here beside you.
Okay.
And that's where you had to load in the turntable as well. I couldn't.
'Cause it was so tight.
I couldn't drive out and straighten it up and back it back in, because you'd have the trailer. You'd have to put the trailer into the wood. Oh, it was just such an ordeal. But like your story, I was sweating. I was like, oh my god.
It's the worst feeling ever when when you're in a knot in a lorry and you don't think you can get out.
Yeah.
Like, do you remember I had to drop firewood to someone, and we asked, would I get in there? And the farmer said, yeah, no bother.
Milk lorry comes in.
And I drove down this lane, and there was nowhere for me to turn, and I had to back out. But it was so narrow, I had to pull in the mirrors, but I couldn't see. And when I put my head out, my head was getting ate off with branches and briars, and I had to keep going forward, and I had to keep going back, and then I think I'm getting somewhere, and I think back again, off, back, and then back out onto the road. Thought I'd never get out. And you just go home, you go, honestly, I'm fucking leaving. I'm not fucking doing this anymore.
That happened to me once up in Greg Namana. Went down the wrong road. There was no sat-navs, there was no nothing. Jim Lynch was the forest manager. Brilliant man to give directions, but now I took it down wrong. I went down a little narrow road, and I got down into this little farmer's place, and oh my God. But I got the trailer into a ditch. I left it down into the ditch. So I did, and I got by it and hooked it to the front of the lorry and just backed out to rigid. I went to pull the trailer along in front behind me.
Oh, not lock up.
I had the brakes off.
Should put in.
There's no shunt pucking them days.
Yeah.
What did you do?
Wound off the brakes, just round off the adjusters.
Some fucking hard. Did you ever get in bother like that?
Yeah. Remember when I got the brand new trailer the evening up in Kinsless?
Yeah.
Dara's brand new trailer. And I went around the corner, and the trailer leaned into a big fucking, remember the big beech tree leaned in again?
Oh, yeah.
You had to go get me
Yeah.
I had to disconnect all the airbags on
One
the
side.
passenger side, and I blew them up. I had to chain down the axles because when I was blowing it up,
It's
it
catching
was,
as a
it was
tree.
all going up, and I had to chain down on one side and then blow up the driver's side to get to lean over away from the tree.
Oh, jeez.
I got David to go get me a chainsaw, and I cut the shape of the bars out of the
tree.
beech tree.
They're still there to this day.
Still there. But listen, hey, if that was, would say, anyone else, you'd be coming back with every bar on the trailer bent back into an Ega.
Yeah.
You know?
It's like when Mick Sullivan, when we were all learning, you bent a bar or you bent something or broke it off, and you're just sorry, just say, hey, a tree. You could stop, like. You didn't have to stay going. You could have just stopped.
Remember the flat trailers you bought? What was that, 2007? The SDCs with the XT bars.
Oh, yeah.
And
Was ya?
we went up to, I was on the double drive, and I went up to Sligo, I think it was, one morning, or Leitrim, somewhere up that part, and there was two lads pulling the flats, and I was loading them with the double drive. We came back down the road, and we tipped in Laois, and went up to Glenafilly. And if you come out with Kinnity out to Roscrea Road, take the first road to the left, up for Glenafilly, the tree that sticks out.
Oh, yeah.
So one of the boys caught the trailer going up there. Not one bar, but all 6 bars down the passenger side, all bent back. Oh, boys, I tell you.
Happened with our
Shocking.
forwarder there a couple of weeks ago.
Heartbreaking.
It's so bad. It's so easy happen.
Oh, yeah.
Shocking.
Like when you're on bad roads with lorries, you just be watching everything, don't you?
They were a high fucking trailer, though, weren't they?
They were a savage trailer.
They were a great trailer, but
Why
they
did
were
you like
high.
them?
So stable.
Trailers now are very stable compared to the older yokes.
Do you ever turn over a trailer?
No.
Nearly.
Maybe, and I didn't see. Maybe I wasn't looking in the mirror. No, I don't think so.
Did you ever bog that you to get pulled?
Yeah. Oh, God, yeah. And any man that'd say he didn't is a liar.
Liar.
On the lorry?
Yeah. I was coming up, I hadn't the 16 long. I was going up to John Dial. He was up on the Wicklow Mountain.
Halfway across the wood.
Ah, not messing with you. And I was very lucky. There was a big slope, and there was a width and a half of the lorry. And I was the first or second lorry in, and I was flying up into the wood with the 16, flying up into the wood. And
The white one.
yeah, and Dial was looking at me, and I was waving at him and saluting. Next to the front wheel caught the grass. The very soon as I parked it, the whole lot went in.
Into the wood.
Went on its side like that. Out, leapt off, pulled off the bull bar off it, and of course the bull bar was yoked into where you put in the yoke for towing.
Ah, go away.
So I had to get the big strap and pull it out of the axle, and John Dial didn't even stop. He just came straight down the road, dragged me back up onto it, and off we went. Nothing hurt only me pride.
Do you ever bog?
Oh, yeah.
Much?
A couple of times, yeah.
Is it on the lorry? It's probably different in the machine. Most of the time when you bog, it's where you think you won't bog. You're not minding. But on the lorry, like, bad wood, you're going to bog. Or is it just the same thing? Where you don't expect?
That's where you don't expect
Well,
it.
you don't expect, yeah.
You'd be amazed where it'd go, and then you'd be absolutely disgusted where she just will not
But is
go
it
past the point.
when you're going into wood and cunts like me are coming out on the road and there's a rough bit you're driving on here?
That's it, like, you just get a gear and just
Hope you get through it.
get through it.
Who's the worst driver you ever had working with you?
I had. I could answer that very, very
You can't
easily.
say me.
No, I could answer it very, very easily. Very easily. But I don't think I will.
You can answer it. Okay, fine. David, who's the worst driver you ever worked with? Like, did you ever work with, you don't have to give their name, but did you ever work with a lad and go, how is he getting through a day? He can't drive, like.
Oh, many is a time. But then they could say the same about me.
Nah, they couldn't.
They could.
The way you carry yourself. The minute you get out,
You
of
don't
anything,
cross David,
you look like a pro.
wouldn't you not?
What do you mean you don't cross David? Don't cross Barry.
Do you miss the timber?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Is it just the hours are too long?
No. And, yeah, but listen, it's everything. Staying out. No, there's a couple of different things there with it.
David has young chaps.
Yeah.
When you have young chaps, it's hard. It's hard to drive a lorry if you need to put in time with him at hurling, and you're big into your hurling,
But
aren't
you're
you?
there now, like, they've got to that age now, like, they're hurling mad.
I wouldn't do David's job. David just send me snaps. I wouldn't do that.
Dave, what is your job now?
Sometimes.
Sure, you could be doing anything. You could be in a tank,
But them tanks.
cleaning a tank.
What kind of tanks?
Fuel tanks, diesel, petrol, heavy fuel oil.
Just clean them out.
Yeah.
Can I ask you a question on that?
You can ask. You get an answer, that's another thing.
What's the white scum that there's been in the diesel tanks? Not in the new tanks anymore, but years ago, like it was always this white gunk in the diesel. It's like a gel. What is that?
Well, sure, could be additives added into the fuel, or
It's that whole rapeseed oil. It's
you don't know. Like, it could be anything. Not being smart, it could be anything. Like, there's different things they add into diesels, and
Because I think remember they changed I don't know, they put a lower sulfur content in the diesel or something. Remember years ago they changed the diesel. Was it lower sulfur or was it higher sulfur? I can't remember, but the diesel tanks, they all had to be changed to these double banded tanks because the tanks were just getting destroyed with this gunk. Everyone was getting destroyed. And it was such a pain in the hole because I had to start running my car on white, like.
shocking.
It's destroying me injector pumps and like at the end of the day, if it's not saving you money, there's no point in doing illegal stuff. There comes a point where you just have to change.
Yeah.
But is that the stuff you're cleaning out of it, or you just clean tanks?
Well, sure, the inside of a tank, like, you have a steel tank, so you're going to have rust on the floor and rust on the walls. So you're cleaning all that off and
In filling stations?
getting it out.
Can you get into them tanks?
In fuel depot, in, say, the ports.
You
Where
have to get into
the
them?
fuel comes in, yeah. Yeah.
So they empty them out first.
Yeah, you drain. They'd have it all drained out anyways, and you just come in then and take the remainder of whatever liquid is in it and get
You
in
have to
there.
wear a suit,
Yeah,
oh, you look like a
Mass.
fucking spaceman.
oxygen
So he
and
does.
everything.
masks. Yeah, well, that depends on what it is.
Does it make the noise?
Does what make noise? Yeah.
David Bredin here. Send down the Brillo pads. Let's get this tank clean. I'm not back in 15 minutes. Ring an ambulance. Would there be many down there?
Sure, that depends.
And what did they do? Is the lorry for sucking out the diesel and stuff,
Yeah.
or is that for spraying stuff to clean?
No, taking out the diesel.
That
Uh,
brings
You'd
back
ha-
to the yard, doesn't it?
You'd have a power washer and a hot wash in the tank then, washing the walls and the floors and stuff in it.
Have it done one day, a big tank.
Well, that depends how big of a tank it is.
Would you ever be working on your own?
No, you'd always have someone with you. With confined space, you'd have to have people with you.
Buddy system.
Yeah, basically.
That's a new thing, seemingly. You can't do anything on your own.
You have to have a buddy.
If you could go back in the morning, would you do the job you're doing now?
Me,
Yeah.
there's not an awful lot else I could do, I don't think.
Heavy haulage?
I don't think I'd go into heavy haulage. God, that comes with its own hardship, I'd say.
Also comes with cool lorries.
Yeah,
Doesn't
well, definitely there will be cool lorries, but it comes with its own hardship. Listen, every job comes with its own hardship. It's my job, Mike's job, your job, David's job. I wouldn't do that for love nor money. But someone has to do it, I suppose, don't they?
Well, sure, look, you're doing something different the whole time.
Yeah. It's not the one same
Aye.
thing the whole
Something
time.
different the whole time.
Yeah, you would be, yeah. You'd always be doing the one thing, like.
Do you travel much for it?
Oh, yeah. Good bit of travelling.
And what kind of lorries do Enva have?
Scanias, Volvos,
Any Arctics?
Mans.
Do they have Mans?
Yeah.
Are Mans a good lorry?
Yeah.
Piles of shite.
Do you see loads of No, but you see loads of stuff on TikTok with an arm and all the time. Like there's this thing on TikTok.
No, that's
with,
daft.
that's a
I'd say.
daft.
That's daft, is it?
Yeah.
The ding, the ding, the ding,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
ding.
So are they shy? Can you say there's a shy lorry out there?
I don't know.
Have you ever had a man?
So why would you say they're a good lorry?
I know a good few lads that have. The lad that we bought a trailer off of, the last timber trailer. He has one now. It's a 21. He had 600,000 on it, and he never got an ounce of bother with it, and it's doing 11 miles to the gallon.
Is there some lorries that are suited better for certain jobs?
I think at the
Or
end
is
of
it
the
just
day,
someone's preference.
yeah, well, at the end of the day, it is a preference, but I think you're not going to bait the Volvo for a back end and suspension in the wood. There's no springs, there's no nothing like that shite, no spring eye bushings, none of that. Have their own issues, like every yoke, but they are good for that. And Man Diesel's good as well because they have that same system, you know. But it's all a preference. Like you go to Scotland, like Man is big out in Scotland. There's a lot of Mans out there. Scanias and Volvos then. Odd few timber boys has daffs, I'd say, is there?
That's really ironic
common.
because there was statistics released that 73% of Scottish men are gay. That's a high statistic.
Is that why they like the Mans?
Yeah. Could that be a correlation there? You have to look into. Can you Google that, Mick?
Not tonight.
And you go along and you want to buy a lorry, like you ring up Volvo and they'll spec you anything. You ring up Scania, they'll spec you anything. Renault now are they're one of the good crowds out there now. They're getting there. Like they brought out that free 5 years warranty there in 15 and 16 and done them. Like they're everywhere now. Do you know what I mean? But man, I rang up to price a Man Diesel, a tag axle man. Told me they didn't do them anymore. They can't be got anymore, a tag axle. And McCarroll's was 3 days before that, was only after putting up a picture of their new Man tag axle. Do you know what I mean? Like, and this lad tells me they don't do fucking tag axles anymore.
I do often wonder, is the lorry thing, it's a geography thing. So like when I was working down in Galway, every tractor you seen was a case or a class, because there's a case dealer and a class dealer. So people know them. When we were working out in the Czech Republic, nearly every lorry was a man. Like these big 6-wheeler fucking army like yoke.
6-wheel drive as well.
They were like, it was a big 6-wheel lorry and it had the trailer on top of it, and then it just let the trailer out, and like it'd be going through fucking muck. I do wonder, is it kind of the same thing as that? Like,
It is, but like you have, Jimmy Kelly up there in Roscommon.
Yeah.
Like he's a Superman, and he sells Reynolds. You have Reynolds in Athlone, you have Dublin, you have Shorehall, you have fucking so many garages like that. It's so handy to call into, and I can go into any of them garages with any bit of an issue, like if I have one. You know what I mean? Like Volvo, they're very good too, you know, as well, and so is Scania. Like Dara's getting on very well with the new Scanias, flying it, like, you know. But like, I have 5 years front to back warranty on my lorry, and that's why I have that lorry.
Is the lorry community in Ireland tight? Like, do you all get on? Or is it specific to you get on and talk to lads that are at the timber, or do you kind of all chat because you're around? Like, would you be getting on with buggies, and do you get on with, would you be ringing for a bit of advice? Will we do this? Where's the best place to get diesel? Where do you get your tyres? Does anyone talk about them things?
You would be chatting.
Or does everyone
like,
stay in their own kind of lane?
Everyone stays in their own lane, but like for our truck run there now, like it won't be like the timber boys that's at that will be us. You know, other than that, there'll be no timbermen. Like maybe James Forrester will get up or something like that, or like if he can, he'll come up, like, you know. But other than that, like it's everyone else. It's the general haulage boys hits us hard. Like, we've lads coming up out of Cork. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Clare, Kildare, Dublin, Clare, Scariff. You know, all them places, like, they come from all over, like.
That's cool. And come here, Ba. Why did you start doing a truck run? A small little village in the foot of the Sleeve Bloom with, don't know, 3,000-4,000 people living in it, and then end up having a fucking huge tractor running it every year. Like, how did that start?
Well, basically, we're sort of, it was myself and David, we're all at timber together, and Mick Dooley, and Mick Dooley's wife.
He was still there at that time. He hadn't jacked, like. No. We were still friends, like, at the time.
We're always friends.
Yeah.
But anyway, Jan said to me one night, it was down in Mick's, that she was trying to raise money for this little club Lacala. It's just, was there 20 chaps or something?
I think so, yeah. It's like a small little...
Yeah, and that Down syndrome.
Specifically working with children with Down syndrome.
Yeah, and they used to hold a dance for him every fortnight or every month or something like that.
Yeah, in Abbeleaks.
In Abbeleaks, in the golf club. And Jan said that maybe could we do something to raise a little bit of money. So I rang David, and between myself and David and Mick Dowling and then Niall Cody, we just said we'd do it, like, and try and organise something. So it started off in 2016. That's when we started doing it. And we've done it every year since. Even
it's actually mad. I was just looking there today. So you started off in 2016.
Yeah.
And since then, you've raised 62,000.
Yeah.
That's cool.
It's a great achievement.
Yeah, and in the middle of COVID as well, where everything was a fucking balls.
Yeah.
And you still raised money during COVID without doing the run.
Yeah, we just sold tickets that year, so we did. No, it's a great little run, and we have a great little parish.
And you change the charities around, don't you? You try to spread the wealth.
We do.
Out there. What are the different... You've done Club Lacala, like you said.
Yeah.
Leash Hospice, St. Francis School.
Yeah, we done that we split that in two that year, so we did.
Yeah.
And then the following year, then we done it for...
Down Syndrome Ireland, the Leash branch.
Yeah.
Branch, yeah.
And then in 2019, it was Down Syndrome Ireland, Leash branch as well.
Yeah.
And Down Syndrome Ireland was in 2020. That was when the COVID was on, so you couldn't actually do the run.
Yeah.
And then in 21, it was Fairy Footprints. That was a cool charity.
That was a brilliant charity.
Yeah.
And that just happened out of misfortune as well, so it did. So that's why we done it for that.
Yeah.
And they were very good and very supportive,
Yeah.
you know.
And and this year it's Lofa.
Yeah, and it was Lofa last year as well.
Yeah, what's Lofa?
Lofa is just it's a bunch of parents that organise their own things, and they do sensory things for children with autism, you know, and
Sensory programs or services?
Services, everything. Like if there's a therapy for a child and if it's €70, they'll pay half, right? But they're doing this on their own steam. They're getting no support, no nothing. They're a brilliant setup, and I just find that and it's the parents. It's the parents that does everything. Like it's like what you said about the hurling in Camross the other day. There's so many people behind the scenes that nobody sees. But these girls now, and we've met Catherine and Bredin, and they're absolutely brilliant, aren't they?
Oh, dear, yeah.
Where are they from?
Catherine's from Tunnamore, and she's a Bracken, so she's married to
Willie?
No, not to Willie Bracken. She's from Ballycumber, out around Ballycumber, and then Bredin's from Portlaoise, and they're brilliant. But they do everything themselves, like, and they organise these things. Like they organise the swimming pool for, we'll say, for the whole day for children with autism. Because if something happens, or if a child makes a scene or
They
anything
might
like
have
that,
sensory needs. And
they don't, there's nobody looking at them. They're not causing a scene because everyone's in the same boat. And maybe that sounds bad or it doesn't, but they're brilliant. They do some work, and they're
But it's cool. When is the truck run this year? Give up, because we want everyone that is around to support it. Because if you don't, you're gonna go to hell. No, but it's a great service. I will read it out.
Go ahead, yeah.
We release Offaly Families for Autism, and we are all about families. We are a parent-led support group from families of children with young adults with a diagnosis of autism. We actively campaign to raise awareness of autism in our area. We seek health, education and support services that are appropriate to meet the needs of our children and adults with autism. We organise exclusive events and outings for families that can make lasting memories. These are planned and organised with fun in mind for our children, in a relaxed atmosphere and an enjoyable experience among friends. Now that's cool. Like they go to programmes of social events and families such as swimming, cinema, family outings, coffee mornings and monthly meetings. So it's kind of for the parents as well to get out with me. It's like it's the whole family.
It's the whole family, and listen, it's a very good cause, and we're not a big setup. I'd love to raise more money than what we're raising, but you can only do so much. Do you know what I mean? And we're not.
And it's great crack.
It is good crack.
Ah, it is, yeah.
And like I said in a couple of videos a few years ago, like in Bergen's, like nectar to God's beer, like you can't be. Everyone said, even Don Curtin came up and said, creamy pints, top notch stuff.
Pauline's very good, like, and Pauline, she's very good to us. Do you know what I mean? Like, and she supplies us there with the food and everything like that. Now, I know she'd be selling drink, and you'd be hoping it'd be a good night, and it's actually a great night.
And there's the next day as well.
Yeah, there's the next day with the tractors.
On the night, people arrive at what time?
We're starting registration from 4 o'clock now this year.
I'll get a little bit extra time.
Yeah.
And then the run is at roughly
7-ish.
Well, half six we're supposed to be leaving at. We have mass to deal with.
So we're trying to get out before cars comes in. And
that's mostly for me because I am big into mass. I like a good long mass. I don't miss mass. Mix the same. I don't see you at mass that much.
I do get mass.
You're not as much, not there as much as me and Mick. Is he, Mick? No. You don't be.
I do.
You're at home thinking about midlifts. At home praying for a midlift. But the truck run would start at what time, roughly?
The run will be leaving Camross around 6 or half 6. Half 6, I think, is the time.
So, like, people can just call up, donate. There's going to be... we're going to put up, a GoFundMe.
Yeah.
You can donate and stuff.
This year now is the first time for the GoFundMe. And I don't even know whether it'll really work well or not, but we'll try it anyway. We might get people that won't be coming. The likes of people that's up the north there and all that jazz.
And, we hope everyone comes.
Well, for things like that, the generosity of people is brilliant.
Oh, yeah.
I know, it is. And the next day then is the tractor run.
Yeah.
And when everyone comes back, there's food, sandwiches
and teas, and
there's sandwiches and tea. When you're signing in, there'll be cakes, there'll be sandwiches.
Hopefully they'll be baked fresh.
They will, yeah.
We'll
the girls, Catherine, they make their own cupcakes. They send them up, so they do.
Do they?
Yeah. They're very nice. Had a couple of them last year.
Catherine, I've never had one of Catherine's cupcakes.
Is it not?
And the length of time I'm living around.
I'm talking about Catherine Bracken now.
Oh. I was fucking thinking. I was wondering. How do you feel about me going to be your neighbour someday?
I actually don't mind. Could have worse neighbours.
You could have worse neighbours.
Could.
I'm a very good neighbour.
Well, that remains to be seen.
Do I bother you?
No.
And me and him are neighbours.
No, you're not fucking neighbours.
We are right across the
we
road
are.
from each other.
Hey, we're all neighbours. Small little parish.
Me and Mick are neighbours.
Yeah.
We're in each other's houses the whole time. How come lads don't get to visit each other? How come
Everyone's
we
so
don't get to
busy.
have fun? We're always so busy.
Yeah.
The
Look
men,
at
the
you were
men of
having fun
today-
every night of the week when you go for runs.
No, these are intense runs. Do you ever
I
see
know.
Rocky 5? Do you ever see Rocky 5 or Rocky 3, where Apollo and Rocky are training on the beach running? Did you never see?
I did. Yeah, I seen it.
That's me and Mick. Another 2 or 3 weeks. I'm saying it all the time. This is our goal. Shorts, tight ones. Right? Pair of runners, tube socks. Imagine it. We're running fast. The beads of sweat coming down our forehead, dripping down our chests.
Which one of you is going to be painted black?
Barry had to get racist.
Well, you're on about Rocky.
Yeah. But this is, I don't see in colour. Right? I'm a modern man, I don't see. And if anyone's going to be black, it's going to be him. It ain't fucking me anyway. Jesus, Barry, what was that?
I should have hit the mic.
I have literally never heard that noise before. See where I got burned?
Yeah.
On the top of my head at the plough match. I was saying on my Patreon yesterday, anyone that hasn't joined at patreon.com/the wood from the trees for extra content and awesome fun. But I fell coming out of the plough match. Ankle went out from under me in front of everyone. Felt like a big shy. So
Sounds very
embarrassing.
embarrassing.
What went out from under you? Oh, your ankle.
My ankle. It's like an imaginary person just pulled the ankle out from under me. And I just rolled down on the ground. And you know what Lily said? Oh my God, I'm so embarrassed for me. Fair fucking sound of her. What's registration? How much is registration?
€30 for the lorries.
20 for
20
the
for
tractors.
tractors.
And it's party all night then.
It's party all night. There'll be a free barbecue.
Band?
Yeah, we have the AJs playing on the Saturday night.
There's more than one.
Yeah. 4.
4 ages.
Yeah. They're bigging it up for the and they're going to make plenty of noise.
Did you know his name is Andrew? Andrew Jenkinson or AJ Cuddy.
Huh?
That's his name. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We were answering questions on the Patreon and next thing this question came in from Andrew Cuddy. And we were there. Who the fuck is Andrew
So he's a Cuddy.
AJ. A-da-J. Da.
Our AJ.
Our AJ is Andrew. That's his
He's
name.
not. No, it's not.
On his passport, it's Andrew James.
Is it?
Andrew James. That's his name, not AJ. AJ's made up.
Never knew it. You?
Did you not know that?
I knew it was Andrew, yeah.
Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How the
Andrew
fuck
James.
did you know that information?
Sure, age was only a year ahead of me in school.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you forget how young he is.
Yeah.
He's so
only a
young.
child.
Chap.
He's so young. And David has more chaps than me.
No, David's a lot of chaps.
Have you not more chaps than me? Exactly. Shut up. Right? He lives in a mansion in Camross with a heap of chaps. Cash
Says the
cab
boy that's
David,
going to
they
have the
call it.
big mansion up in Carrie looking down over
It's a
everyone.
tiny little house. It's a tiny little house. It's like a little cottage. When it's done, if it's ever done, right? When you drive up the road and you look up, did you ever read the book Hansel and Gretel?
Right.
It'd be like that house, only not made of sweets. That's what it's going to be like.
Was Hansel and Gretel's house made of sweets?
Not well. The house that they started eating.
Oh,
Remember, they went into the.
never read the book.
I'll give you a quick synopsis. So, Hansel and Gretel's mother died. Terrible tragedy, right? She fell in getting water. She fell into a well and drowned, right? And a wolf ate her, the rest of her. So they found very little of her. Just found her head and stuff because the wolf ate the rest of it. So he remarried a fucking whore, right? She was a slut and she hated the chaps. So they got married. and she wanted to get rid of the chaps. Didn't like him anymore. She wanted to get rid of him. And he was a pussy. And he was like, oh, I love this pussy, so I want to get rid of chaps because I won't get pussy anymore if I don't get rid of chaps. Because he's a bad father. Let's be honest here. Right?
He was a pussy.
He was a bad father.
He was a pussy.
He was a pussy.
Yeah.
But he put the pussy on pedestal. And he was going to do anything he could to keep this pussy. So they said that they bring the kids out into the wood and get rid of him. Very dangerous back then. Wolves, the woods.
Bears.
Terrible. And you know the bears can smell blood from 10 mile away.
Doofies.
So that's why women didn't go out hunting if they had their periods. So then what happened was this is true. I read it. This is true. Not that bit, but this is what happened. So then, right, they brought him out into the wood and they left him in this part of the wood and they fucked off. But guess what? Kids were clever. They knew the crack. So they threw stones out of their pockets. And they followed the stones home. But the mother was wise to him. Took him out the next day and made sure there was no stones. But they gave him bread. And they put breadcrumbs. But the birds ate him. No, they couldn't find their way home. And when they were trying to find their way home, they came into this clearing and here was this house. It was all made of sweets and chocolate and cakes. And started eating it. Then a witch came out and trapped him and was trying to feed him and fatten him up. And anyway, Hansel and Gretel, one of them got out, pushed the witch into the fire, killed them, and they went home.
How did they find their way home then?
The witch was magic and probably had a magical map, a magical GPS or something. I don't know what way that works. That wasn't specified in the story. It was a very... Do you want me to tell you Rumpelstiltskin?
No, you're grand.
So...
Take a word in it.
How did we get there?
Oh, Jesus, I have no clue.
So, right, we want everyone that can to go. Anyone that does go knows it's great crack. But we just like a little bit more support this year because it's great crack. Everyone's going to be there. Barry's going to be signing T-shirts. David Bredin is going to be doing a little talk. Before you're doing a little talking before about how to get a handy job. How to get a handy job.
I was thinking of getting you to do the talk.
Me? I wouldn't be used to it. I wouldn't be good at it. I'd be nervous. I get nervous. I get stage fright. Do you ever get stage fright?
Oh, it was last year.
No, you don't.
Yes, I did.
You always do talking.
I do a little bit of talking, but it's hard.
You love talking.
Him and Greg are real good at talking. Give him a mic. Off they go.
No, Greg will be the man now.
He's brilliant.
Greg will be the man. If I could get Greg involved now, Greg will be the man to do the speeches.
Would you want Greg involved?
And they'd all listen.
They'd have to.
Oh, they'd have to listen. Like when I'm doing the speeches, nobody's listening.
They are bad.
No,
You're looked up to.
they're
and
having the
respected.
crack, so they are, aren't they?
Yeah.
You're looked up to and respected.
I tell you, boy.
And not only is he a good talker, but he's some dancer.
Barry is a great
Cannot
dancer.
be got off the dance floor
You're a cunt for
on
driving.
a Saturday night.
Last year, boys, Niall and this lad, that literally abused me, so they did, begging me around the place. I'm not messing with you. They were two big bullies.
You know there's no areas. You can't do that, David. That's my brother there.
Sorry, babe.
No, don't be doing that.
And let me tell you now, right? Niall Cuddy he's built like a fucking wall, so there's no getting away from the cunt, like, you know.
Have you ever had to go bouncer at the thing? Have you ever had to run anyone?
No, we never had any issues.
No.
No,
fights?
no. And the next morning as well, for the lads that stays in the lorries, if they want to stay, we have breakfast for them the next morning as well.
What breakfast?
Sausages, eggs, rashers, fresh rolls.
Who else does that runs?
Nobody.
There you go. You've heard it here first.
Hey, nobody supplies the amount of food and sweets and things that we supply. Like, I mean, like any chap that comes, if a lorry comes with 5 people in it, they're going to be fed. Do you know what I mean? Like, and
That's cool.
that's it. Like, and that doesn't mean like there's only one burger for the lorry driver. There's a burger for everyone in the lorry if they want it. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's
Well, I think it's cool. I think it's great crack. I enjoy it every year.
yeah.
I would love to have something to drive in it, but I have no life now. I'm not to drive.
You can come with me this year, Grant. I'll bring you.
You can drive the Nutfield.
You've too many. No, Barry, that would be hard.
He's on
for
about
me.
lorries.
Huh? You want to drive a lorry?
What have you got?
Sure, take your pick. No, I can't give you the Renault because I've that promise to someone.
Well, it's midlift, so who? David or Enda?
No, Larry Keys. Larry Keys is going to drive it.
Oh, is Larry driving it?
Mm.
Who's the oldest guy that you know driving a lorry now?
Nolly O'Connell and Mick Dooley will be the two lads that I know.
What age?
Mick's 73.
Jeez, he's flying it.
He's flying it, yeah.
Some detail.
It's a fair detail.
John Lawler can't be far behind, though.
You're probably not far. Probably not far. You know,
Protestants don't age as well as quick as Catholics.
I think John Lawler's getting younger looking.
They don't. They just age better.
No,
Don't know what it is.
John's getting younger looking.
He is.
John was at the Tipperary show there, boys, and he was flying around
I
the
seen
place.
him hopping out of the lorry the other day and I couldn't believe it. I was there. I can't believe that lad's age is.
You know.
I can't. You see me getting out of bed in the morning. And I'm 44. I'm getting out of bed like this now, right? I wake up some mornings, I'm so stiff. I have to, and I take a deep breath so as I don't hurt myself.
You're
That's all
doing
that
too many
running you're
hours,
doing.
David.
Huh?
You're doing too many hours.
I know, but when you see that, and then you see these like the Mick Dooleys and the fuck, like imagine being like that when they're that age.
I do have
Imagine-
a battle with Mick Dooley to get him to. He wants to do 3 load a day, and I only want him to do 2.
I've heard it a million times. You get busy living or you get busy dying.
Mm.
That's what people say once you stop working.
Yeah.
Look at his outlet.
Yeah,
He's up
like
and about every day.
80. What now? 82.
2, yeah.
Same age as our outlet was.
Yeah, and he's flying.
Flying it.
Mad.
Doesn't he be on the quad and fucking...
You could meet him on the bicycle.
You mean, yeah, bicycle, quad.
Yeah.
And like you have Mick Dooley. And I'm not joking. I seen John Lauder the other day getting out in the filling station. I was there. I cannot believe that's John Lauder. I didn't know who it was. And then Mick Dooley, and I was there. I need to fucking get my shit together. That's why me and Mick are doing so much training, because it can't be... There's something wrong.
Yeah, but it's like that too, though. Everyone is so busy doing things with children, and you know, there's always something going on.
I wouldn't blame David for not driving a lorry, or even Enda. Do you know what I mean? Like you have a young family, and if you want to be part of it, like we were never part of it.
Enda's
It was-
after losing some weight since he went off
Serious?
timber.
Yeah,
Like, what has he lost?
I know, well, he lost it when he
he had a
at
good
the
bit
gym.
lost. He had a good bit lost even in the latter end. He just made up his mind to go to the gym and do work. He's a fair mentality now, the way he's doing it. You know, but
How is he so different looking than all ye? What went on? I remember the first time I seen Enda. And I was there. There's no way he's Irish. There's not a fucking chance that chap is Irish. I wish that episode of fucking South Park had been on scanning for Mexicans. Mexican. Like, I did not believe it.
well, I'll never forget. Was it Greg? Was it Paul Flaherty rang Greg or rang me? Wondering to know who was the foreigner that we had on the Blue Volvo. Remember, you were after starting this. He thought you were a foreigner.
See, they're so brown.
Yeah.
So brown looking.
So
It's
good
Coke
looking.
and crisps.
You're sun-kissed.
So good looking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful man. David was approached for... But I remember remember you had the... do you remember you had the Impreza?
Oh,
Yeah.
God,
You had one of the coolest yachts. I bet you go to bed at night and it has to pass your mind 4 or 5 times what a fucking dickhead you are for getting rid of that.
I still have the spare key of that at home.
She's raw off there
And-
now, isn't it?
I do be kicking myself.
What was it? Give them the stats of it.
2-door STI, Type R2,
2-door STI.
98 TS.
And that was... Do you remember the time of the snow?
Yeah.
The crack with that joke. All legal, of course. On those roads.
Well, I'll never forget with that. David was in the train station. We were all or not in the train station, in the Mart in Mount Rat. And how we convinced him to go for a drive in this fucking Subaru. We convinced Ken Hines to go for a drive in the Subaru with David, right? And David went out the yard and down by Hogan's sideways, right? He came back in and came back in the yard sideways, and he's dead doing donuts around and around the circle. Ken fell out of the car on his hands and knees. I thought he was going to kill you.
Remember the snow that no one could travel? And that yoke was just tearing up and down the road. There was some yoke.
I had to ring Greg one day. Donny kind I think was with me, and I says to Donny, there was after been fierce fall of snow, and I says to Donny, Mom, we'll go up the cut for a drive. Up the cut, myself and Donny went. Now we got
Donny wouldn't have went. Donny thought you were going to shift him. Do a bit of plowing.
We got right to the where there's a bit of a picnic bench on the left there, just before the cut on, say, the Camross side, and I just got hung up in the snow. Just couldn't go any further. I had to ring Greg, and I think it was Sean Martin would come up with a John Deere tractor to pull us out of it. But like once we got moved, we got turned around, we got back down out of it. But that car will go anywhere.
What did you pay for that?
Oh Jesus!
You got rid of the Audi for that, didn't you?
Yeah, the white Audi. Yeah,
that was a nice car too.
Do you remember the first day you took me in that?
Sorry?
Do you remember the first day you took me in that?
In the Subaru?
Yeah. I got over the bump on the side of my head for
the roll
a
cage.
week out for the roll cage. Down to the bottom of Senior's Corner, and fuck, I was there. Is this like going to slow down at any stage here? No. Into the fucking ditch, me head in again the roll bar. So that was a fucking dangerous front of view.
You could roll her in and out of four-wheel drive, couldn't you? At the time? Yeah.
Well, it wasn't. It was only kind of. Yeah, it was still four-wheel drive.
Yeah.
You have more power to the back or whatever if you wanted. Yeah. Oh, that was a class.
How much did you pay for it?
I don't know what it was at the time.
You bought off your man down Care, didn't you?
Was it 10,000? Was it, or 12,000?
It was big enough money.
What would it be worth now?
Oh, geez, a car like that now could be anywhere between 20 and 30,000. More.
And he got it insured rail shape because we were after getting loaded on our insurance to put on the lorries. Fuckers.
But even the Starlets and the Glens, that was unreal.
You took me for a drive in what was that white yoke? It was real low to the fucking ground.
Darren Coss's Toyota.
Just by
11.
It was just down the fucking
They were a
roads.
lovely looking car.
Yeah. No, it was a gorgeous looking
Do you remember
yoke.
that fucking rotten Civic Dara had?
Yeah.
That was a horrible joke. Rock hard.
But it was a fair yoke.
Type R. That was terrible. That had been fucked around too much. Wait.
I used to come out of town and Dara come for a spin with me in the car, and I used to always come out by Paddock School and head on up for around the bridge up that way. And poor Dara used to be terrified in the passenger side of the car. Bredin, is there any need for this speed? You'll laugh for dear life.
Can you remember the first time you lost your virginity?
David, stop trying to think about that.
Well, you don't have to tell us when, just the name of the person.
No.
No, don't be doxing lads. No, but when is it again?
12th of October and the 13th. Lorries is on the 12th. Tractors on the 13th. Saturday and Sunday.
And we hope to see everyone there. And are you going to come on now with your partner in crime, John Ryan? Or what's going to be going on there?
I don't know. We're very, very busy.
Why won't you come on?
Huh?
What's going on? Why are you afraid of?
These sort of questions that you're asking about David.
I know, I'm only asked. They're the questions he gave me to ask. David gave me this before we came in.
No, David.
When I lost my virginity, how long I can go for, why I now can only come after 15 minutes. Yeah, look, thanks for coming. Appreciate it. Sorry for putting you on the spot and yokes, but I just think it's worth having a little chat about it and getting buildery talk and stuff like that.
It's great.
And hopefully you'll come on again, Bah. You know, don't be afraid. Dave, are you going to come on?
Yeah.
Would you get, do you know the little group we're on?
Yeah.
Would you think Big Ben Barry come on?
Yeah, if you paid for his diesel, maybe to come down.
He's
Stephen
known.
Cavan.
Yeah, no. But he would be known to be, he'd mind his money now.
He's building some house.
Savage.
Some fucking house. Yeah, it's savage.
Nice lad.
Barry's a nice lad, though.
Yeah. Sounds pound.
I remember
Timberman.
Barry. I
Timberman
remember
at
Barry,
heart. He's a timberman
like
at heart.
before any of the groups or any of that. Like, remember Barry coming into Laois there with the twin hill tag, wasn't it? And just he'd be all like, he'd be chatty away there.
But he's so genuinely funny.
Oh yeah,
Like he's a witty lad, and he's always in good form.
yeah.
Yeah.
He comes back with him all right, doesn't he? He's good.
Oh,
Do you know my Josh Busy?
Yeah.
Totally Barry Karen. That's all
that's
him.
right, yeah.
We were chatting on the group, and we were just talking about phrase, and I said, "You can make that into a phrase if you just say it enough." Remember?
Yeah.
And he was there. Right, don't Josh, because everyone was saying Josh. I said, guarantee I could make that a phrase, and you just say it, and then it's a phrase. But he talks like that. What was the other Jan?
Jan.
That Jan lad over there. That's a Longfa thing.
Yeah.
He's a fair detail now. Some man to mind the lorry and everything, isn't he?
He's fair
Oh,
consistent.
he's not.
Is he not?
Barry
Oh,
Kieran.
jeez, it's a state lorry.
I live it so.
Now.
He never washes it. He's worse than that, right?
There's
Yeah,
nobody
but
worse
I
than
think
that
they,
when it
I
comes to
think
washing
they have
off.
people to wash the lorries. They have washing lorry people.
No, wasn't he saying there one day about was he going into Mulrooney's or something, wasn't it?
Mm.
And he just I don't know, does he get the receipt back and the boys will pay him then or whatever?
It's some set up Western brand. That's some business.
Yeah.
Like that, like the.
They can't pull anything else in them trailers, only what they pull that feed, isn't it?
Is it?
I think so.
I think so, yeah.
For cross-contamination or
Yeah.
anything like that.
Is
I
it
know
just
the
bird feed?
pigs anyway, that can't be
Yeah,
can't
mixed.
have any cross contamination there.
Yeah, because they don't do backloading. They're just downloaded one way.
I'd love a pig.
Would you?
I was at the plough match and I seen a few little piglets. I'd love a pig, but I think the fox would kill him because it'll kill all the chickens.
Kill the fox.
I wouldn't kill any animal. There's a fucking ladder on Camross Harley. You're all of us killing fucking animals in Yorks, and I wouldn't be into that kind of thing. Anyway, lads, it was great having you. Thanks a million.
No bother.
Appreciate it, Dave. Love you dearly.
Same to you, Dave.
You'll always be a close friend of mine, even if you do leave us every so often. But I think you'll be back.
No.
Do you not think so?
No, look.
You never know.
It's like a lad said to me down in Waterford one morning, never say never.
Oops, you just said it twice.
and he's had a long time now.
Right, cha-cha. Good luck, everyone. Bye.